let me say, with regard to the principle of universal jurisdiction, the principle itself is a commendable one. Indeed, Israel is amongst the first to exercise this principle of universal jurisdiction when it brought Adolf Eichmann to justice. And it did so because Eichmann was, in fact, responsible for the commission of what are considered universal crimes, crimes against humanity, for which a universal jurisdiction is available. He was, as it has been characterized, one of those hostis humanus generis, the enemies of humankind. Similarly, with respect to Ahmadinejad, or the leadership in Ahmadinejad's Iran, again, I make no analogies to Eichmann or to the Holocaust or anything, but we do find in Ahmadinejad's Iran today a critical mass of threat. The nuclear threat, state-sanctioned incitement to genocide, state support of international terrorism, and crimes against humanity against its own Iranian people. Ahmadinejad himself is indeed prosecutable for these universal crimes under the principle of universal jurisdiction in countries to which he would travel, which have a legal framework that would authorize universal jurisdiction. So I think to sum it up, I'd say that with respect to those who commit war crimes, crimes against humanity, genocide, that are universal jurisdiction crimes, we should proceed against them. What we are witnessing is the exact opposite, namely that Israelis are being singled out as objects of universal jurisdiction prosecution. So you have, on the one hand, a selective prosecution of Israelis for alleged universal jurisdiction crimes, which in fact are basically part of a strategy to delegitimize Israel and the like. But you have the major human rights violators who enjoy, in effect, a kind of exculpatory immunity. So what we need to do is respect the principle of universal jurisdiction, enforce it against those, whether it be the president of al-Bashir of Sudan or whether it be Ahmadinejad of Iran, and not selectively misuse and abuse that principle to single out Israelis for differential and discriminatory treatment.